Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, we're here in the Rising Stones, where last time the Ishgardians requested our aid and regarding dragons attacking them in large groups. It is all-out war between those two now, and we are together allies to fight off the dragons. But before we do that, Minfilia asked us to help prepare Revenant's Toll by telling Slavborn and Tataru and who else? We are rather close to Curvers, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go this way. I have 101 things to discuss with Slavborn. Oh, and recruit adventurers for the battle. That is also something we were asked to. While the other signs are dealing with politics. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Curvers, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I will return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send out my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Spare me a talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Real? Ishgard soundtracks she's in the right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from a little Alamigo by the name of Wilbert was there with the fourth that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? I don't think so. God damn it, I feared as much. Nobody's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilbert stopped turning up for duty, when black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. So now, of course, half a brave suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company a disciplined fighting force. But as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in the crew, Wilbert is a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then? And this is just between you and me, mind? There's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me something queer he noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I bet me good eye it ain't young Wilbert. Anyway, you've got a war to wage, and so I let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Desiree. So, Ishgard itself was supposed to have ranks, huh? Well, I'm not sure I like the sound of a siege. Those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. But I've pledged myself to guard Revenant's toll. Most work what it is, I'm loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do? Okay, this is a maybe? Thanks game nowadays, by the way, for the marker that the guy I'm looking for is up here. Some blade to Siege Guardians. Well, them dragons are fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if a coin was good. I've worked for one of them knights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk he did, still. I put up a worse than that for a heavy purse. Volunteer my service in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claimed the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer mine. It was to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an icy wall. No. One or two. Taru? Hey, you're Desiree. So, did you sway any hearts? One or two, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4, not included Slavborn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Revenant Store veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alphino. Apparently the Alliance leaders are convening in Ulda to discuss Ishgard's plight. And they've requested your presence. As usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ulda, or you'll be late. Alphino said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. My presence here is now purely to have a cutscene. There's no reason why I have to be here. My apologies for calling you away from the task. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent requests for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The Alliance leaders are already seated within. Let's join them, shall we?
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
Ulda has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard. Not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
Hey! No insulting the guilds here, yeah? No insulting the guilds.
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again.
Indeed.
If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Her Grace is being distracted.
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
I have worries about her intended abdication, probably.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we've been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Orshafan and Sir Emmerich to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our role as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Albert, what news? The assault began. We have but this moment concluded the audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. The unit will join House Duendare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights and fin the Dravanian hordes as they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I'm able. Desiree, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defenses for Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marceline at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. I'm actually thinking Alphinaud is plain wrong here. The Alliance leaders, they're quite serious. They cannot give more forces unless abandoning something that to them is more crucial, because they need to ensure the stability of their homes. Alphino has so much. Alphino looks so much at the big picture that he overlooks the thousand small things that need to be taken care of for not everything falling apart. And I'm flying the wrong direction. You're the appointed captain of a sellsword contingent. Then, welcome. There's no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Javanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Islands. We've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks. If I were present, I would have you join them. This is of course merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain on the steps of faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. The opposite end. This was annoying when we couldn't fly, because it meant riding all the way around here. The Horde Commander. Anyway, our forces here didn't fare well. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? Dravanian devils. Damn their scaly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, my lady. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle to come. As you commit yourself to the siege, you should know what it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the Sea of Clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane wards that form the barrier we call Danifin's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, that tri-stamped witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Ravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. All now rests on you, adventurer. Lead your comrades out of the steps of faith and prepare to meet the Horde. May the fury guide your blades. Unlock the steps of faith, which counts as a trial, though it is highly unusual for a trial. And there's our boss for this trial. This gigantic dragon. Need to kill him and before he reaches the city. We claim victory this day, or Ishgard falls. Accept the fear into your heart and defend the bridge with your life's blood. Self-with fear. They seek to swarm the healers. Focus your attacks on the dragonets. Slings and arrows shall avail us little against this foe. Ready the cannons. Actually something you should be doing. Use these cannons, but usually most players don't. Because hitting stuff, right? Instead of using these cannons. Stun. Blast, we've broken through the second layer, but there are 2 more yet to come. Fight on! Yes, don't let them rush with cannons! Tower? No. I hate that monster felt that one by the fury. Yeah, one-shot weapons. never walk down. Bleed them for every step of the fences grow thin. Ow, ow, ow. I got trampled. And he's down. The dragons, they are withdrawing. Victory is ours. One of Nidok's greatest champion, slain. The Horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidok? Why did you not join your minions and make this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Maybe you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter. I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidok. And only your death will sate my lands. Desiree, the dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the Steel Vigil was also fierce, but my crystal blades were not found wanting. Commander Leveilleur, Desiree, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of a siege. Not all the dragons are fled, they are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon, that I might express my thanks with a proper courtesy. I too would offer my thanks, Desiree. Through your deeds we have achieved a victory of singular importance. The Dravanian horde was weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap, equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have I barred their gates against the outside world, but I'm confident the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Optimistic, Alphino. Very optimistic. When people don't want to see something that can be incredibly, I will not say blind, obtuse is probably the best term. Much have we sacrificed in our struggle against dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire, but step by unfaltering step we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for the morrow. It is a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come, and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, will take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilbert back to Ul'dah, and reassign those braves whose squad suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with Minfilia in person. Desiree, welcome back. I've understand word of a siege, and of course of a role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Desiree. Thank you. And with this, I end this episode, I think. Until next time then, I'm Ace, and don't get lost.